Fill her up with high test, please.
You're not at the gas station.
Well, actually, I am. I'm in the kitchen, and I want to fill up my body with high test.
Perfect.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
So we're excited that for over 30 years, we've been able to come alongside you, not only selling, buying, and investing in real estate over 3,117 times, but rather we've also been able to come alongside you to build your fund, build your finances, build your faith, and even flourish, strengthen, and heal in relationship. And so we're excited that for over 30 years, we've been able to build your life, your wealth, and your home. So this episode, we're going to explore that neutral is an illusion.
Absolutely.
Right? Because it's the third key in vitality.
Do you like
in
the way
terms
that
of
rhymes?
habits. Which part rhymes?
I did it on purpose. It's the third key in vitality.
Oh my goodness. I didn't catch that at all. So the third key in vitality is how do we fuel our bodies? Like we've talked about thinking, we've talked about movement, and now we're talking about fuel.
Fuel, yeah.
Fuel.
When you think about food as fuel, there was a saying I read once that said, do you live to eat or eat to live? That's a profound statement.
Yeah, and yet a lot of us are foodies, and so we've even spent lots of time being food. Well, I'm not a foodie. Ken's a foodie, and we have friends that are foodies. And yet even being a foodie, you can eat food that actually fuels your body.
Yeah, and nourishes it.
Right? And serves it rather than derails it. So what are some examples of things? I mean, we all know we should eat more vegetables and not a lot of heavy protein, not a lot of empty carbs. Like there are intrinsic things, a ton of refined sugar, refined flours, refined white stuff.
The only thing that should be refined is our character.
Oh, aren't you cute? That goes back to the thinking piece, doesn't it?
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
So we know that
refining
stuff.
takes the good stuff out of food.
Yeah.
Yep. The other thing I say is if it will go bad, it's good for you. If it never goes bad, it's bad for you.
Right. Which is true. And you probably know all these things already. So how can I actually just make better choices in the moment? I think that's really because we haven't shared one thing yet that not everybody already knows.
Well, it was funny. I was, I'll throw myself under the table on this one. The other day we were celebrating somebody's birthday. And we had some chicken and salad and a little bit of macaroni salad. I only had a couple because it's an empty carb. And then there was a lot of Caesar salad left. So I took a lot of Caesar salad, put it on my plate, and had another big portion of salad. And people go, whoa, that's a lot. And I go, yeah, I'm making up for eating the cake I'm going to eat. And they said, it doesn't work that way. And I go, well, actually, I think it does. Because if I eat more vegetables, good things that are good for me, then when I do have that thing that's not good for me, that my body only tolerates. It doesn't nourish my body. My body tolerates it, doesn't fuel it. Then I think I'm putting more good in. Now I know it's one of those things like, if water is good, it's bad for your engine and clean fuel is good, and you just put a little water in, is probably your engine's still going to run bad.
We're talking about a car right now.
Yeah, I'm talking about
when it
my
comes
body.
to your body,
if I put the sugar in, I'm not going to run as well. And as a matter of fact, I felt a little lethargic in the afternoon because of the cake.
Well, there's confessions.
Yeah. I told you. I'm going to put myself under the table on this one.
That was good. So that's because it's not anything new that we don't know. And yet what I had trained myself to do was not pay attention to the shift in my body. So we have a tendency to decide what we want and get what we want and do what we want to do, and then ignore the evidence that is piling up in our being. Like, have you ever found yourself, like, you actually know what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, what's beautiful, what's lovely, and you don't necessarily choose the things that add premium fuel to you because you can ignore the evidence. And so how can Ken tune into the evidence that's mounting? Like that helps us establish a habit that actually serves us.
Absolutely. And I think also there's this habit of what does my plate look like? Like you could look at your dinner plate and say, okay, is it like 2/3, 3/4 vegetables and salad and things, and a little bit of protein and maybe a little bit of carbohydrates? And when I say carbohydrates, starches like your potato or rice or something, or do I just, for quite a while, I just got rid of the carbohydrates altogether. Didn't really need them. Didn't notice they were gone. What's my plate look like? What's the habit of my plate looking like? The other habit is many times you made a beautiful meal, beautiful spread, big salad, and I ate the filling foods first, like the meat and the potatoes and things, and then I didn't have room for the salad. So recognizing that, I create the habit of eating my salad and vegetables first, eating a lot of them, then I'll eat a lot less of the other things.
Right. So what habits do you want to bring into your life around fuel? And we would love for you to share them with us, because we have not cornered the market on doing this thing called great vitality habits any more than the next person. So we can all do so much better when we learn from each other. So you can send us an email, you can text us, because most of you have my number if you know me at all, or you could just give us a call at the office. And if you're thinking, well, you just need a jump start. Sometimes all we need is a jump start. And maybe Life's Inside Track is all the jump start you need. Or maybe you're thinking, I could use a little bit more.
Yeah, then what you want to do is jump onto our website, doubledecker.life, and look at the 31 life step journey. It's going to give you 31 steps to really boost your life into life exponential, and your vitality is one of the areas of having a life exponential. And I just think you might thank us after doing that 31 life step journey.
Yeah, and there's a great little Facebook community that we can communicate and we rally along each other, because when you do it alone, I think that's one thing I want to make sure we don't forget, is that whether we're talking about our thinking, or whether we're talking about moving our body, or whether we're talking about what we're putting in our mouth, or how we're praying, how we're living life in general, when we do it in community somehow, we do better. We do better together.
I need accountability. I need someone to say, hey, how are you doing with that? That's why I hire a trainer. That's why I have friends that are fit, right? Now, another friend of ours, remember what he said? He said, I know I'm heavy, but if I get fatter friends, then I feel thin.
He did say it. And he said it just like that. And he's a big man, so he can say it. I would never say that to him, but
we are now his thin friends who are going to make him feel fat, and maybe he'll start changing some of his choices.
Well, he actually has, right? That's how come he told us that story. He was just being rather fun.
Yeah, what about moderation? You get that saying, well, what about everything in moderation?
Well, what I would say is poison is still poison. So if I eat a little bit of something that doesn't serve me, it still harms me. Right. I may have enough ability to ward it off, but it still has an impact.
Oscar Wilde has a quote, and it's about moderation, but it's about moderation of good things, I think is what he's saying, because he says moderation is fatal. It's a fatal thing. Nothing succeeds like excess. And we're grateful that you've joined us on this journey of wealth, wisdom, and worth.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward